Ooh, what do we have here? What the hell? Hello and welcome to my Minecraft 1.9 update video. And first up, before I begin anything, I like to say that what the information that I'm about to talk about is not, I don't believe, is actually completely like official. But I do believe that they are backed up, considering that they are all on the Minecraft wiki. And in order for something to be an official wiki, there has to be notations, and all of these do have notations. And from what I'm seeing, they're all from like the developer, like they're all to like Twitter of the Minecraft developers, as well as Minecraft mod developers, and etc. etc. Um, so that's what I'm saying here. So I would say that they are all pretty much legit. And the sorry, I'm really sick. Um, but anyways, so I'm gonna start with the bugs that are currently in Minecraft right now, considering that Minecraft 1.8 has so many bugs. So many bugs. And even just in this video, I have actually been able to run into quite a few bugs, like two maybe. Um, I think two. I don't remember, but um, there's 22 issues here that are listed, and I'm just gonna kind of summarize them. The ones that I have seen are the arrows first bounce back, then appear at correct location. So that would include the like when you fire an arrow, um, and first it just kind of bounces. Like first it kind of bounces after you fire it, and then you see it's on the block that it landed on, that you were targeting at or whatever. Um, or sometimes it'll just kind of fire right back at you, but it doesn't actually go back at you. That's usually what it is. And then there's failing to place blocks in creative mode causes an animation. So sometimes, like when you're in creative mode and you're flying up too high and you try to place a block, sometimes it'll show the animation of placing it, but then it'll just go away after maybe like less than a second. And it'll just be like a quick flash of it. And so they have apparently fixed that. Um, Sometimes doors and strongholds are misplaced. I've seen that multiple times in videos, and while I was in strongholds myself, the sometimes because of chunk errors and how the strongholds generate, the doors will sometimes just appear in the wrong place, or they will appear open, or they will just appear backwards, or whatever, sideways, just wrong. I've seen that in like 1.3, 1.5. That is a very old bug, and it's taken them until 1.9 to finally fix it. And then there's also the dropped items bounce on stairs, cauldrons, carpets, and /locked hoppers. I've seen that mostly when it's underground, or when it's in an enclosed space, or for the cauldrons and full unlocked hoppers and stuff. That's really kind of sort of unconditional, but at the same time also conditional, but mostly for the stairs part. I've seen that mostly underground or in really tight, narrow hallways, mostly. So, like sometimes you just drop an item and it starts going down. Sometimes when it stops, it'll just kind of bug out and like skip all over the place, and it'll be trying to like, it's like all glitching, and it's like bouncing all over the place, and then finally just kind of like it doesn't stop until either you pick it up or you drop it somewhere else, or you like take away all the walls and blocks around the stairs, and then it finally stops. So apparently they fixed that. And then villagers and players getting killed by zombies through a closed door. That's kind of self-explanatory. And then there's bow and arrow can fire through doors and fences. That shouldn't happen, and all sorts of things. So, like there's a lot of things, and even the boss health bar only visible when looking at boss. End music will stop every time the Ender Dragon loads out loads out of view. There are so many of them. There's 22, but I'm not going to go through them all. I will put a link in the description if you'd like to see them all. If I didn't mention a bug that you have seen. So now I'm going to go to the planned changes, and that would include from armor stands can now dual wield. So you're going to be able to wield 2 swords at the same time, but you can only use 1. Bosses, there's some changes for bosses. Proper support for multiple bosses' health bars, so they show the same at the same time without obstructing each other, because a lot of times they were kind of intertwining between each other because there's quite a few bosses in Minecraft. Command blocks will have a new user interface, and there will also be a tab to complete it as well. Clouds, there will be a new cloud rendering system, and then death messages will now be displayed on the player's death screen as well as in the chats. In the dragon boss fight, some obsidian pillars will have iron bars surrounding the ender crystals, so it's going to be a little bit harder to actually get to it and stuff, And the ender dragon now breathes purple particles, which I think is really cool, and I can't wait to see that. And the dragon will be able to respawn without resetting the end if it has already been killed. I don't really, I've never really seen that or heard of that before, but I guess it makes sense, but it might make sense to you, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So like if you've seen the dragon respawn and reset the end, then this might, and you didn't quite like it, then you might like it. So, but I've never really seen it before, so it really doesn't affect me. And then there's the hostile mobs. They will now have animations to show that they are attacking, and they can also dual wield. So for example, the zombie pigmen might be holding something, also a sword, or the regular zombies might hold a sword and a chunk of their brother's flesh or something. The inventory rearranged the survival inventory and the creative survival tab to accommodate the new quiver and shield slots and stuff like that. The maps are now only held in 1 arm rather than 2, so that's pretty cool, I might say, which is going to be a whole lot better because now you can actually hold a sword and also hold the map so that you can attack while running around with the map so you know where the heck you're going. Also, if you're holding a map and a pickaxe, then you can mine while also looking at the map to see how far you're going, stuff like that. Shaders, I'm not going to get into the shaders because it's just, really advanced stuff. Just there's only one thing. It says switch away from using fixed function OpenGL to using shaders. I don't really quite go into the advanced stuff, so I don't really understand that, so I won't be able to go into any detail for that. Sorry. And now the skeletons will have animated arms and bows, which will be really nice because now it doesn't look like it's just magically appearing arrows firing at you or something. And they'll also act a bit more like the player. The animations will act a bit more like the player. Also, the arms are normally down, but they will bring them up to aim when aggravated, which will be really cool. It also says here they now have the same drawing animation as the player, indicating when they are going to attack and with how much force. Oh, that is going to be so sweet. So basically, it's going to show them, like when you're on multiplayer, how when you watch someone pulling back their bow and arrow to fire at someone or something, or something like that. It's going to have the same animation. So I think that's going to be really cool. And then also, swords can no longer be used for blocking. So, those are all the planned changes. And now the planned additions, there's actually a lot. But considering I only have so much time left, how much time do I have left? about 4 minutes left to talk about the planned additions. I'm just going to summarize them all up. So there's a new block type, and there's a new unknown dark colored block, but that's so far is only used by the Minecraft developers for stronghold creating and has a visual effect on the world, but they cannot be used in game, and is a technical block used by Mojang internally to build generated structures. And then there's also a new grass path, which is going to look different from the it's going to look different, just slightly different from the regular grass, so that there's an actual, like, so you know that there's a grass path rather than just grass. I would assume that it's going to be sort of like carpets. It's going to have a similar texture to the grass block. Like I said, it's not going to be completely the same. And then there's also new blocks in the end, but it doesn't specifically say. And then there's also a left hand, like I talked about the dual wielding. There's going to be a left hand, and you could switch the main hand between the right and the left hand. So if you're left-handed, then you can officially be left-handed within the game. And and then there's also going to be captions and subtitles for those who have a difficult time hearing. And they're actually just going to be sort of, they're just going to have a greater than and less than symbol before and after them to indicate that their captions or subtitles just like that says creeper hissing and then blows up, or creeper explosion sound or something like that. And then there's also a new type of dungeon with new blocks and mobs. So that's going to be pretty cool, related to the new dark color block, which there's really not that much information on that right now. Moreover, there's also added support to rotate and mirror structures. Not quite sure what that means, but I'm sure as time goes on, they're going to give more information about that. There's also new generated structures in the end, including a tower-like structure, smaller ground-based structures, and other islands. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then they're also adding quivers that can hold arrows, and it's the quiver that was added way back in the in-dev in 2009. It was an unused texture until now. There's going to be at least 4 new arrow types. The gold-colored arrow in the spectral is the spectral arrow, which is the utility rather than being good at hurting. So I'm not quite sure what it's going to be used for, because since it's a utility, but that's all that I know of. That's all that it gives us. And then there's also shields. So they're shown by a black shield outline in the picture. I'm not quite sure what that's talking about, but I'm guessing that is within the inventory. And then there's also and the shields are going to replace the sword blocking animation, and it can't be used to attack and defend at the same time, so you can hold the shield in one hand and use the sword in the other hand. Moreover, there is also a bug within the swords when you would block and try to attack. Sometimes you would block and attack at the same time. I don't quite understand it because I've never done it at the same time. I've never actually done it before, so when I first heard about it, I was like, what does that even mean? But if you know what I'm talking about, then you could describe it to people who don't know what I'm talking about, so that they know, or so that I can also know. So yeah, that's about all of them. And there's a lot more information on the added left hand, and since I have a little bit more time left, I must have underestimated my time. Yeah, actually no, I don't have that much time left. Never mind. So that's all the stuff. I will include a link to all these changes down in the description below, and so sorry. Defaults to F. Hold on. I just read here, items in the offhand and the main hand can be swapped by pressing a key which defaults to F. Oh, okay, cool. So you can just press F to switch the main hand between the right and the left, so that if you wanted your main hand to be left, then you could just press F and it'll be your left hand, and etc. There's plenty more. There's going to be a lot more. It's not even close to being done. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys all enjoyed this. And also, just to let you guys know, none of these are final, as Dinnerbo has stated. There's a lot but there is a lot more to be done, and there is no release date yet. So if you were wondering, like, well, when is it released, how much longer is it going to be until it's released, well, there's no release date, or if there was an addition or change that you don't quite like, then don't be disappointed, because it's not final, because right now it's just kind of an alpha beta sort of right now, because there's actually no testing version for it. So, don't worry. There's gonna be plenty of changes, and hopefully there's gonna be testable versions of 1.9 to be coming out soon, as soon as they actually get all of the stuff in. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Alex, and I will see you guys all later.